Hi, this is Michael with Imajize.com. In this video tutorial, we're going to show you how to remove the background and color correct all of your images using a batch edit. So to do it, it's pretty simple. What we're going to do is we're going to open up Photoshop and we're going to go to Window and we're going to make sure all of our windows are open. So Actions, History, Info, and Layers. Those are all the ones that we're going to need to have open for this project. So make sure you open those right now, and once you have those, we can get started. So when you have that open, you can go open up to your Actions window, and you'll notice that here we have a whole bunch. These are ones that I made in the past. If yours doesn't have any, then that's okay. We can make one. And to make a folder, what we're going to do is we're going to start off by making a folder down here, and you're going to click it, and you can give it a name. You can name it anything you want. You can call it 360 Batch Edit if you want. There we go. And it's just a folder. It doesn't have anything in it yet, so we're going to add something to it. We're going to add this thing called an action. It's basically just a little script that records what we do, and then it can play it back many times very quickly. That's part of the batch editing. It's really cool. It's like a little robot in Photoshop that kind of does repetitive tasks for you really quickly. So we're going to make our very first action, and it's going to ask us to name it, and we can just call this one, let's see here, color correct, and remove background. And when I say remove background, we're not really selecting the edges of the product and removing the background. We're just making the background white. So it starts off as maybe a little bit yellow or a little bit gray. This action is just going to make it white. So we're not actually removing the background. It kind of looks like we are though. Okay, so I'm going to click record, and now Photoshop is recording pretty much everything I do with only a few small exceptions. And you can tell because there's this red dot and it lets you know that there's recording. If you want to stop recording, you can just hit here, the little square, and it'll just stop. And if you want to start recording again, you can hit record again. So we're going to make sure that we're recording, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up one of the images. You know what? Actually, Photoshop's going to record me opening up that image. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop recording because I don't want Photoshop to record that part of the action. And I'm going to open up one of the original images. In this case, we have an image of a beautiful piece of jewelry, and we're going to open that up. And now that it's open, we can go back to the action and we can hit the record button, and we're going to record it basically adjusting the colors. So I'm going to hit record, and I'm going to adjust the colors. To adjust the colors, we're going to go to Layer, and we're going to go to New Adjustment Layer, and we're going to go to Curves. Here we go. And we're going to click OK. And stay with me. This part isn't totally intuitive, but if you just follow what I do, it'll work out in the long run. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit save, even though we haven't adjusted the colors yet, just trust me. I'm just going to hit save. To do that, I'm going to go to File, and I'm going to go to, let's see here, I'm going to go to File, and I'm going to go to Save for Web. And then I'm going to adjust the quality, make sure it's good. In this case, make sure it's 100%. You need it to be as high as possible. Then you're going to hit save, and you're going to save it somewhere on your computer. In this case, I created a special folder called Finished. And if you haven't done that, I recommend you do that now. And this is going to be a folder that you're not going to touch or move, so make sure you put it in a spot where you're not going to touch it or move it. This is a folder that's going to be kind of like an outbox for all of your images, and you're not going to want to move it around. Photoshop doesn't like it when the folder gets moved around. You got to keep it all in one spot. So create a folder, and in this case I already have one created. It's called Finished, and I'm going to hit save. I'm going to save the image in there, and boom, there, it recorded it right there. Export. And last, we want to close the image, so I'm going to close the image. I'm going to File, or Edit, I think. File, Edit, and then Close. Here we go. close. Okay, and don't save. There we go. Now I'm going to hit stop record. Now I'm going to open up the image one more time. Here it is, it's kind of hidden. Here we go. And I'm going to click the arrow right next to make adjustment layer. So go ahead and do that. And you'll notice that because we didn't do anything to it, there's nothing there. But we can edit it now. And what we're going to do is we're going to double click, and it'll just ask us if we want to rename it. No, we don't want to. And now we're ready to record the change we want to make to this specific part of the action. And the change we want to make is we want to adjust the colors, and we also want to make this kind of yellowish table totally look nice and clean and white. So what we're going to do that is we're going to click on the white eyedropper. You see there's three right here. One's kind of black, one's gray, and one's white. Click the white one. And then what you're going to do is you're going to click in the darkest part of the background. So if your background's pretty dark, try to choose the spot on the table that's the darkest. Try not to choose the white light area over here. Try to choose the darker area, probably down here. So as soon as you click that, what it's going to do is it's going to adjust all of the colors. You see this right here? It adjusted all the colors, and it also made sure that anything that's lighter than this color down here is pure white, right? Including this color. So what it does is it basically totally did everything we needed to right in one click. It's very cool. So as soon as we click OK, we're pretty much all done now. As soon as we click OK, you'll notice that boom, now this adjustment layer is recorded everything we just did right here. So now we can apply this to all of the images. We can run this little action here that's going to adjust the colors, save it, and then close it. So to do that, we can close this guy up. It's not recording right now. We can close that guy up, and we have our three three little parts of the action. It's a really simple action, just three parts, 1, 2, and 3. Some of the actions get pretty complicated, but we're not going to go down that rabbit hole yet. It's pretty fun, but one step at a time. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go back to Photoshop, and we're going to select the action that we just made, color correct, remove background. And now we're going to go to File. Here we go. And we're going to go to Automate. We're going to go to Batch. Here we go. Okay, now we have everything all selected here. You can choose your source. So if you already have all the images open, you can click Open Files, but we don't have any images open right now. The other option is Folder. There's a couple others, but ignore those for now. So we're going to click Folder. That means that Photoshop's going to go into some specific folder we specify, and it's going to pull out each photo individually and edit it, and basically apply the action, which is this one we just made right now. So it's going to do that on all of the images, on whatever folder we choose. So let's try to find the images that we want, and let's see here. Here are the original images. These are the original ones. So what it's going to do is it's going to individually edit all these photos, and then the action is going to save it into here, right? So let's select this folder, the original images, the ones with the yellow background, and let's click Choose. Okay. And after we do that, we make sure that it's the correct one. It is, and we just click OK. And as soon as I click OK, Photoshop very quickly is going to be editing all these images really, really fast. I'm going to hit Tab. That way it'll run a little bit faster. If you hit Tab in Photoshop, it hides all the windows, and for some reason it goes a little bit quicker that way. And as you can see, it's going really fast. Almost done. And if we go over here to our finished, we can actually see the images are all finished. That was how quick it went. It's all done now. It's totally finished with all 71 images. Actually 72, because there's 0, 0 right there. Cool. All right, and let's check it out. Let's actually look at the images. Look at the before. Let's check these ones out. Here are the before images. Okay, nice. Let's just check out the after images. Here are the finished images. There it is. Beautiful. with a perfect white background, color corrected, looks really nice. And that's pretty much it. From here, you just take the images and then you would log into your Imajize account and upload all of the images that you have for the rotation images.